You asked, and I'm going to try to deliver. So, this is how I do my fringy twist crown style. I'm affectionately working title, calling it Lunatic Fringe. Shout out to Laura Ingalls Wilder. If you know, you know. Okay, we're going to start with a solid color scarf. This one's a tough 2-in-1, and I'm going to put it unevenly over my head. I'm going to want one side to be quite long and the other side to be not as long. So this side is going to end up being my fringy headband, and this side's going to end up being the twist. But first we reverse them. This bottom layer is going to have another scarf over top of it, and I don't like too much pressure on my head. So I'm just going to cross them in the back, and then I'm going to test my tail to make sure that the fringe is going to end up where I want it to be. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And now I'm going to come in with my perennial favorite scarf. This is my Marigold Crossroads in the best color ever, at least my favorite. And I like this to sit a little bit back so we can still see some of the solid color, but I also want it to cover my entire poof. If you want to, and sometimes I've done this, you can just do it like a sash instead, but not today. Alrighty, there we go. That's looking good, that's looking right. Okay. And let's test our lengths before we tie any knots into things. That's a little short, so we'll just move this to the side a bit. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to take the long side under, short side over, cross. Test. Yeah, that's better. And now I'm going to make a knot. So I'm taking my short side underneath and through. So now it's facing upwards. And then in my back, right now I'm doing a little tucky tuck so that the blue scarf is completely encased in my yellow poof cover. I'm borrowing a technique from fiber art. We're going to do some twining. I'm going to twist the scarf in the opposite direction, but I'm twisting it over the other scarf. So away and over, away and over. And this creates a more stable rope that's going to be a lot easier to work with, and it's going to want to hold its shape on your head. So this is good for all-day security, and I think it makes the stripes look a little bit more interesting. Kind of breaks up that linear look. I'm going to do this all the way to the end. I'm going to twist too tightly because I want to maintain some length here. So I'm going to want extra dangle when I'm done. Then I'm going to bring it up along the line where the velvet headband and my shaper meets the poofy bit. I'm using a Wendy for this, which is my favorite. I think it makes a nice little back poof, and it's got a nice divot that holds the twist well. But I've done it with a Cloud 9. I've done it with an Overpoof. Either one works. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to want my fringe to hang down on this side of my face. So I'm bringing it all the way around my head. And then to secure it, I'm going to make a gap between the two scarves of my twist, right here. And then I'm going to pull my ends all the way through that twist. I'm going to let the twist hold this all together. It does a really good job just clamping it and keeping it where I put it. And a little bit of the blue dangle in front, yellow. Oh, that's nice. Yay! So next thing we're going to do is place our decorative fringes. And I like to start with the solid color, which I'm going to overlay in a pleasing fashion so that it dangles over top of the yellow. So I'm going to pull some of it to the back here and open it up a little bit so the fringier end is draping. But I am going to pull just a little bit of it back to the front because I'm going to want a little bit of blue fringe here in the front too. But this gives us some nice interest here along the back. And now we're going to take our yellow sparkly end, a little tug, so one side's going to be a bit longer than the other. It's going to make a nice wedge. And I like to keep the long side a little bit closer to the big twist. And we're just going to tuck it to secure it. The fringe is going to look crazy at this point, but stick with me here. Okay, so now it's secure, and we're going to decide where we want this fringe to poke. I usually like it just on the one side of my head, so I'm going to pull a little bit of this to the back again. Under my twisty crown here, pull a little bit more to the back. There we go. That way we get a little bonus fringe in the back. Just tuck it until you are pleased as the spirit moves you. There we go. Got it, got it, got it. Good, 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 good. So I've got a little dangle here. Sometimes I like to pull it out a bit and then stick a little pin here. In fact, let's put a pin in it. Let's see. You're handy. We'll use you. Right, so this is a nice basic one. Goes with everything. Love that. Sticker in there. And there we go. I've got this nice asymmetrical bang look going on. Get this to a shape I like. And then turn around and hope the back looks good because I'm filming it. That's it. And it's a reliable go-to style that looks a lot artsier than it actually is. And this will stay up really well for me all day. Sometimes I'll put pins in it just because I have trust issues. But there we are. Hope that was helpful.